So what we're going to do now is just pre-wash the film. I'm going to put it into this into this water, and I'm just going to sort of pre-wash the back of it. So yeah, I'm touching the emulsion side as well. I really don't care. I just want to see if I can get the markings off. I don't care about the images on there, but I just want to see if I can get all that crap off. A mate of mine found this in a house clearance, a bunch of rolls of Mako ORTHO 25C. I'd never heard of it, and I had no idea how it's been stored, but the smell alone tells me it's been through hell. It expired in 2006, 20 years ago, and honestly, going by the smell and the box and the packaging, it shouldn't work. And I can tell instantly that this has not been stored very well. And to make matters worse, this isn't your fun consumer film. This is a document film, a high contrast technical nightmare that's tricky to shoot when it's fresh. Now it's 20 years old, degraded, and the backing paper is literally fused to the film. Most people would have binned this, and a part of me wants to, but I've spent the last week in the darkroom trying to save it. But I'm not going to give up. Let's see if we can get anything from this disaster film. All I want is at least 4 or 5 rolls to take some pictures on outside, but I don't want to waste my time. I want to make sure that I get them right, and I've done quite a few tests already. So this is about my 5th roll. So when I first got this film, I did a test with a pinhole camera. I just wanted to see what they'd look like. I wasn't expecting too much because this box stinks, inside stinks, and it looks really bad, worse for wear. It looks like it's been stored in some sort of damp area, maybe high humidity with winters and sun over the last 20 years. I thought, well, okay, I can use it to test cameras and whatnot. So I tested it in a pinhole camera. And as expected, the results were really bad. They were so bad that I just trashed the negatives afterwards. I looked at them and thought, I can't be bothered with this stuff. So I just threw the negatives in the bin, didn't need them. I wasn't going to use this film again for anything other than testing cameras. So months down the line, I just wanted to test a camera, one of my medium format cameras, which was recently, and for light leaks. So I thought I'll grab a roll of this. I thought at least I can see if there's any light leaks on the camera using this film. So that's what I did. But I thought, well, while I'm there, why don't I test this film out? Let's do some tests with it and see if I can use it in any way. I need to do development tests, see how long I can develop for, etc. So I started off with the roll that I was testing the camera with for light leaks. And this is it here. I thought I'd do a step wedge. I usually do this, so I can do a step wedge like so, and I can take this into the dark room, work it with my paper, and kind of come out with some sort of zone system that suits me. So that's what I did there. Straight away I could see, I could see through you there. That should be dense, and I can see the camera that's looking at me here. So I know that either the developing time's too short or the film needs a lot more exposure. And I developed that in Rodinal for 5 minutes. I just went for 5 minutes, did my inversions, 5 minutes, and see what happens. I felt like I could have done a little bit more development time. So my next rollers of film, I thought I'm going to go 6 minutes in Rodinal and we'll see what we get there. This is 1 part of 50. And I could have stayed and developed the film, but I didn't really want to go down that road. I wanted to find my own development time for it in case it did work. And they say the rule of thumb with expired film is to shoot 1 stop overexposure for every decade expired. But again, you're just clutching at straws doing that. So I'd rather find the right exposure and the right development going forward. So this time I did, this is all my notes, this time I did my metering, but I didn't underexpose. I wasn't interested in that. I just needed to know how much overexposure I needed to hit this film to get a decent image out of it. So I did my metering, and it overexposed, stop, all the way through 10 frames. And when I developed the negatives, this time in 6 minutes in Rodinal, they looked okay. And I figured out that 4 stops overexposure was where I was at. I thought, okay, the negative at 4 stops overexposure looks the best. All the information's there. If that's the case, that's what I can shoot the rest of this film with. But I don't know what each individual film's going to be like, but at the moment, that's where we are. But how do I get rid of the awful stuff that's sitting on that film. How does all that get onto the emulsion of the film? It can't get onto the emulsion of the film because the emulsion of the film is facing the camera like so. And what's against the backing paper is the gloss side of the film. So it can't be trapped on the emulsion is what I'm thinking. If that's the case, and it is getting onto the gloss side, imprinting itself from here onto the gloss side of the film, then maybe I can wash that away first. So I did a third test, developed in Rodinal 1 part to 50 at 6 minutes again, but this time I pre-washed the film for 6 minutes in warm water. So I gave it about a minute inversions to start, and then I just let it sit in the warm water for 6 minutes, gave it a couple more inversions and then poured it away and then developed. And to my astonishment, that strip of negative came out without any crap on it, no backing paper markings at least. Did that work? I don't know. Is that cure that problem? I'm about to do another roll of film. However, at 4 stops over exposure, I sort of underestimated the last one. I think it's going to be maybe 2 stops. So I'm going to need to do another roll of film at 2 stops over exposure, not 4 stops. If I can get this right, that means I've got a bunch of film that I know that I can develop correctly and shoot correctly and get nice results. So I'm just literally taking things, objects that I can shoot on. I'm using a grey card to meter from, and the spot meter that I recently featured in a video from Hedicombe using this spot meter is very good. So I'm just metering on the grey card, and that's where I'm taking my metering from. And I literally don't care for none of these photos at all. They're just test shots. That's all I want them for. So I'm going to start off with this Buddha. So I'm going to go for 2 stops over this time instead of 4 stops. And hopefully this will be my final test. And we'll get some light thrown onto the subject. Like so. Okay, 1/15th of a second at 5.6. I've got to allow for bellows. So we'll go to F4. So I'm going to allow 2 stops. So we're going to shoot at 1/4. And then I'm going to take another one at an extra stop exposure and one more at another extra stop. So I'm going to take 3 exposures on this one, 1/4, half and 1 second. See what happens. Mirror up, camera steady, 1/4 of a second. Done. Next one at 1/2 a second. And the last one at 1 second. And if I can get this film working, it's going to be a nice film to take out and shoot. With that slow ISO, maybe some seascapes or something, some wispy waters, some wispy clouds, I don't know. 1 second, so that's 3 already. So being orthochromatic film, it's not sensitive to reds. My guitar is red, so I'm going to use that. And if this orthochromatic film is orthochromatic film, which it says it is, the red guitar should be rendered very dark instead of a light grey colour. And I'm going to take 2 exposures on this, 1 at 1/4 of a second and 1 at 1/2 a second. I'm not going to go to 1 second. So here comes 1/4 of a second. And this is 1/2 a second. And we'll just see the difference. So that is pretty much all I need to do. Hopefully I might have nailed it this time. But that's the thing with expired film. You never know what you're going to get. And with this amount of film that I've got, it'll be a real bonus if I can nail it. Like I say, that means I can go out and use this film on certain things, especially still life stuff like this. And if I can get rid of that horrible backing paper markings on the film itself, so if I can wash that away somehow, that'll be a result, which I already have done on 1 roll of film. Will it work on this one? I don't know. So that's what I'm hoping. If that's the case, if it does work on this one, that means I can pre-wash the film in warm water for 6 minutes like I did on the previous film, and that will get rid of that backing paper markings on the back. Unless, of course, you want that for effect. I particularly don't. It might look good in some things, but I'd rather it not be there. So after all that, I still had the emulsion issues. Although the backing paper imprint wasn't as bad as before, did the pre-soak work? I'm not so sure. Maybe it did a little bit, but at least I've got some nice results out of the exposure and development tests, and I know that if I'm going to shoot this film, how to develop it going forward. The shadows are nice and the tonality is good all round, but there's a lot of imperfections which can happen if a film is well past its date and stored in a seasonal changing environment such as a loft or a shed. Even though it's foil packed, the temperature changes from cold winters to hot summers over 20 years is bound to take its toll on the emulsion. So should I throw it in the bin? Well, apart from it's a bit stinky, no, not really. I can still use it to test cameras, or I can still use it for some gritty street photography where the imperfections won't look too much out of place. But before I give up, there's just one more thing I must try. Being an orthochromatic film, it's not sensitive to red. That means I can take it in the darkroom, turn my safe lights on, and I shouldn't fog the film, which means I can take the film in my hands and give it a good old scrub and see if I can get that backing paper off once and for all. So I just shot another roll. I'm in the darkroom. Here it is here. I've got my safe light on. The safe light's over there. It looks quite bright on the video, but it's the digital camera's on 8000 ISO, so that's why it's quite bright, but it's quite dimly lit here. And this being a orthochromatic film, not sensitive to red, you shouldn't be affected by my safe light up there. I haven't done any tests though, so we'll just wing it and see what happens. But what I want to do is wash the, oops, look, even this has not even got any glue on it anymore. That just fell off. I want to wash the film. So we open the film. There's the emulsion side there. You can see it's brown, and that's the back side where the backing paper sits. So I've just come out of the darkroom and I've put the footage onto the computer, and I've just noticed, I didn't see this in the darkroom, but there it is there is the backing paper. You can see it in the darkroom stuck on the film. What you're seeing is the emulsion side of the film. Behind that, where the backing paper sits, is the gloss side of the film. And that's what I washed off. I'm hoping has washed off. Hopefully I've washed that off the back of the film so it doesn't come through. But looking at that, it don't look too good because it's shining right through. So the film is in the tank at the moment. It's all been washed. See what happens. Let's go and develop it, and I'll come back and show you guys the results. So what we're going to do now is just pre-wash the film. I'm going to put it into this into this water, and I'm just going to sort of pre-wash the back of it. So yeah, I'm touching the emulsion side as well. I really don't care. Right, so this is going to be a bit boring for you guys, so I'm just going to be sitting here with my fingers and thumbs doing this on the back of the film, probably for the next 5 minutes. Let's get the film onto the spool, into the tank. We'll get it developed normal way, 6 minutes at Rodinal, and see what we get. The film's actually gone like a white colour. Interesting. I'd be interested to see if I fog this film or not. It's quite a long time under that safe light. I've got a feeling I might have done. Okay, into the developing tank. Lid on. Yeah, there's all the backing paper there from that film. That's the sticky thing that fell off. The film's inside the tank, all nice and safe. And look at that. That's that lovely purple colour. That's the anti-halation dye on the back of the film. Look at that. Well, that was good fun in the dark room under the safe light, but it looks like after developing the film, I've got problems worse than before. Look at the state of this. Look, you can really see the backing paper now. And I gave that film a much better wash than I did the previous one, which didn't hardly have anything on it at all. Oh, that's a shame. It seems like some of that film is okay, well, semi-okay, and some of it is really not okay. I don't really want to shoot it with all those numbers and crap on the back and, you know, the imperfections and the flicks and stuff, the flecks rather, that might look quite interesting in some gritty street photography, but the numbers, unfortunately, I'm at a lost cause with it. It's only going to be used for testing my cameras for light leaks, or playing around in a dark room, or maybe doing some film fun things where I'm just going to end up trashing it anyway. But that's the thing, isn't it? If someone else had got hold of that film, they might have put that on eBay as as expired film, 2006. Had a look on eBay, seen the prices of expired film, and gone, oh blimey, I'll get some money for this. Stuck it out there, untested, and someone would have paid, I don't know, 50, 60 quid for it or whatever. Only for that to have happened. So expired film, you take your chances. It is a complete lottery. But I'm a bit gutted, to be honest with you. I did think I was getting close. I thought I could wash that off. I thought I was getting close to that, but it just seems that some of that film is good and some of it's not. And I think it may be the way it was stored in the box. Maybe some of it was at a certain particular area where it was getting affected, and others of it maybe wasn't. I really don't know. But 2006, it was all the same date. But what a shame. I was looking forward to shooting some of that and going down the beach. But never mind, it wasn't to be. So back in the fridge it goes for another day. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video about that film that I got. Thanks to my mate for sending me that. And yeah, sorry I couldn't show you some decent results out of it. I'll catch you next time.